So congratulations on my Big Fat Greek Wedding 3.
Thank you so much. Did you see it already? Have you seen it now?
I have seen it. It's very enjoyable.
Very good. I'm happy to hear that. I still haven't seen it yet, so
Oh, really?
yeah, it's fun. I figured right before they usually they do a screening for cast and crew right before the movie releases, so we still got to go a couple, maybe another week or a week and a half before it opens up. I think it's September 8th.
Oh, terrific. Well, hopefully you enjoy it.
I'm sure I will. I mean, it was fun making it. I think it's one of those feel good sort of movies. It's romantic and it's humorous and it's nostalgic, and so I think it's going to do really, really well.
So tell me how you were brought on board onto this project in the first place.
I got a phone call from a friend of mine saying, "Hey, I got a phone call about this movie, and I'd love to have you do it. I'll do a little consulting with you, but I think you should be the lead designer on it." And I'm like, "Where's that? Where's it shooting?" And she's like, "It's shooting in Greece." And I'm like, "Oh my god." And this was not very far before we started shooting, so literally I started 8 days before we started shooting this movie.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
so I shopped a lot of stuff here and sent it to Greece, four big containers of costumes, and then I flew to Athens and sat in my hotel room until I was COVID tested, and then the next day I was picked up and driven into the office, and was off and running, getting people fit, and start establishing a sort of a look for each of the characters. But it was fun. It was a blast. Everybody was lovely. The actors were wonderful to work with.
so how did you want to approach through the costume designs for something like this? I mean, you didn't just want to go through people's summer's clothing.
No, no. I mean, you see that when you saw the movies, you know what it is. I mean, they leave Chicago, they fly to Athens, and they're all sort of in their earth tones and browns and olive greens and sort of chambrays and dark colors, and then all of a sudden, they get to Greece and they all run into the sea, and then from that moment on, it's all white and airy, joyous and irreverent, and it's they're in their home country. They sort of let their troubles go. They're going to have fun while they're there. It's an adventure. It's romantic. It's hilarious. Things that they get themselves involved in. And from what I was told when I first got there is that they just wanted to make everybody look great. They wanted the women to look beautiful. They wanted them to feel good in their clothes. Um, and a lot of the shopping was done right in Athens and in Corfu. That's where we were working. That's where we shopped, and everybody just it was a collaboration. It's a collaboration between designer. I'm out shopping with my shoppers, looking for pieces for each character. We come back, we do our fitting with the actors. They have an opinion about which they have as their favorite look for that scene, and then I submit those images to Nia, and then I get feedback from her. Sometimes she would choose something different than the actor wanted, and then I would let her know, listen, you know,
Hmm.
Anvulo really loved that one dress. She really wanted to wear that one dress, and then Nia would usually say, what, if she really loved it that much, let her have that. Let her have that dress. And that's how the whole movie was. I mean, everybody was great to work with. Like I said, they have a history with one another. They've done this. This is their third big film together, and they know who they are. They're family. Easy, easy peasy.
So lots of shopping, and you didn't really have to make any of these costumes.
A lot of the stuff for Nia, I did make a lot for Nia. A lot of her off the shoulder dresses, she liked that silhouette, so I did a lot of those for her. I'm trying to think of, if I made, I made John's stuff. I made John's shirts here in Los Angeles. His trousers were things, his like navy blue, sort of not really navy, but it was sort of a deep blue linen or white linen. A lot of those I just bought multiples of because he just sort of simplified his wardrobe, but all his shirts were custom made for Los Angeles. Pretty much everything else was really sort of purchased and then fit to tailored for everybody's bodies. Uh, And like I said, just and Maria, who plays Alfreda, she loved everything. She loved her clothes. They were comfortable for her. They were beautiful on her. She was asking where we got them. Some things came from the United States, but the rest of it came from Greece. It was just fun. It was like being on vacation and doing a job at the same time. I couldn't ask for a better situation. So
Well, I jotted down a few notes. Could you remark about, the two aunties that, their
right.
clothes? You had to find what mansion clothes, but with different colors. Sometimes with them.
Yeah, well, there was one like when we were shopping one day and we were fitting everybody. We realized that we actually had the same dress for Aunt Frida and Aunt Bula, and when I showed the pictures to Nia, we each kind of chuckled, and Nia said, "Wouldn't that be really funny if we had them in the same dress in the same scene?" And so one day we did that, and Andrea and Maria came over to me, and they were like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I said it was something that was discussed with Nia, and Nia thought it might be kind of cute and kind of funny, for a moment in the movie to have you both wearing the same dress in slightly different colorways. It was the same pattern. They were both white backdrops. One had red pattern. One had blue. I know they shot it. I just don't know if it made it in the movie because I haven't seen the movie yet. So, but it was a good chuckle. I mean, they're funny. They're funny comic actors. Who do their jobs really really well. All of them. And like I said, I remember them coming up to me sort of confused, but we had a good laugh at it before they got in front of camera. So always
most
really fun.
most excellent. Could you talk about the? I'm trying to remember her name. I believe the character's name is called. Her name is Victory. I think it's played by Milena,
Yes,
the mayor at in
the
Greece.
mayor.
There.
Yes,
Talk
the
about
mayor who
her
wrote the
look.
story. Yes.
Yeah, talk about her look. You wanted a sort of like a gender neutral look for her.
Yeah, sort of androgynous, sort of gender neutral. Once again, comfort, certain silhouettes, these sort of like, tops, shirts that were sort of, a little like A-line, a little bit not so fitted, not so feminine, not too masculine, just sort of middle of the road. Cargo pants or cargo shorts that could go either way. Um, and like sometimes there was a vest on her, jewelry, chains, urban sort of hipster. Another person who was really lovely to work with, who really had a lot of opinions, but they were valid, and we always worked really closely with Nia and her to make sure that she was certainly comfortable in her costumes. But she's like, I think, like a local hero in Greece. I think she does a lot of theater, and a lot of people know her. But she was really sweet and lovely to work with, and collaborate with, on her costumes for her look. There was things that I had done for her. I did a seersucker suit for her, and we took the trousers and we cut them into long shorts that were below the knee. I think I may have used the bottoms. I think I might have used the trousers for something, but we didn't certainly use the jacket on her. There was moments in time when I wanted her to look a little bit more official since she was the mayor, like especially during the wedding. But we decided not to go that direction, as a collaboration between director, actor, and myself. Because
Well,
sometimes somebody's vision is slightly different than mine, and it's all about working with each other to get the best possible look for the character. So
most excellent, and of course, being called my big fat Greek wedding, there has to be a wedding dress somehow in the film. Talk about
right.
the wedding dress that you chose for this film.
Well, it was something that we sort of purchased early on when we were prepping the character. It was really more of a reference, but it was something that we thought was really, really great for the film based on the background of the character, her having Syrian heritage and stuff like that. And as I spoke to Nia was like, I really want like a very traditional sort of wedding dress. I really want her to wear like a Western style dress, fitted bodice, big full skirt. And so we found one that was sort of like in the details that Nia was looking for. We got it. We started fitting it on Stephanie Lake Kamar. And then when Stephanie came in for her last fitting, because a lot of the things I would do sometimes on set, Stephanie came into the office for her last fitting, and as she sat in front of my desk to talk to me before we got ready for her, the wedding dress that she wears in the film was hanging on the rail right next to my desk. And she looked at it and she was like, "Oh my gosh, what is that?" I said, "Well, that was the dress I had for you originally. I just thought it was more appropriate." for a being in Greece, the climate we're in, a summer wedding, and the fact that Andrula and your fiance's grandmother make the dress for you, and I thought that this would be a perfect silhouette. And she was like, "Oh my god, it's so Syrian and the patterns like that." And she goes, "This is the dress I really want to wear. I know that we've done the other dress, and this is my final fitting, but this is the one we should have." So I took her into the fitting room and I had her throw the dress on, and I snapped the picture and sent it to Nia and said, "Listen, Stephanie happened to see this on the rail, and she feels that this is the appropriate choice for her, you know, symbolizing her heritage in the dress and pattern. And I think that that's something that we need to look at." And then Nia came back to me and said, "You know what? I think you're absolutely right. Fit that dress to her, and let's get that in front of camera." So brought my seamstresses in. We pinned everything up. We tailored it to fit her, and we used it in the film. And it looked beautiful, and it was really appropriate for the wedding. Really appropriate for a summer wedding in Greece, and much more easily maneuvered than a sort of a traditional wedding gown with a big full skirt of layers of chiffon. That would have been really in the way of the dancing and everything else that she was doing during the wedding. But it
Well,
was fun. She was lovely to work with. Really beautiful girl. Really lovely.
it's a beautiful dress with for a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
One last question before I leave. The
Sure.
apron, was that in the script or was that accidental find?
No, that was sort of a conversation with Mia, and so what we did is we just sort of looked for Greek statues, and we took like screenshots of them, famous Greek statues, and then we showed Nia, and she chose the statue she wanted. What we did is we just had it printed on a piece of fabric, and we made an apron out of it. And of course, when you see it, you just have to chuckle. It's because everybody's seen the statue, especially if you're Greek, you've seen the statue, and if you're an art lover around the world, you've seen the statue before. But no, it was just one of those funny chuckle moments in the movie when they put it on, and you're like, "Oh my god, that's hysterical." But no, that was all preconceived. We all, that was something that we sort of searched out and then showed her what we had for graphics, and she chose the one she wanted to be printed up. So it was it just it's one of those movies. It's like I said, it's a feel good movie. It's something you're gonna go see because you're sort of like, I need to have some fun in my life and some laughter, and you're gonna go there, you're gonna chuckle. It's humorous, it's nostalgic, it's romantic, uh, and it's just a feel good sort of movie. And I'm hoping that like I said, when I get to see it, I'll have an opinion about it. I'm sure, but I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy it. But I hope that the audience sees what we sort of experienced filming the movie. We had such a great time doing it. So
Well, it certainly shows that you had plenty of fun working on this project. Timothy, thank you very much for carrying this conversation with us about the costume.
absolutely lovely talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you.